Hey guys, so we have a lot to talk about today. We actually do have a free-to-play character here, this base form Goku. This is LF or the art, I think. Now this is actually the same exact scene that if we go to the equipment screen, if you guys remember last week, I did make a video breaking down the equipment, and it's this one right here. Now this scene is when Goku first arrives on Namek before fighting Raccoon. This is like one of the most iconic Goku like manga panels, just period. So interesting that they decided to use that scene as a free-to-play Goku, but interesting. And also, this is also something worth mentioning as well, is this is the first free-to-play character since the free-to-play Super Buu, who isn't, you know, you doing like the sideways pose that they've done for all the other free-to-play characters. So I'm not sure if they're taking a break from that or what the deal is, but this is a yellow free-to-play Goku. I think we're going to go ahead and talk about this guy first, just because we have not seen anything about this guy yet. So free-to-play base form Goku. Again, this is the Goku that one-shots Raccoon on Namek. This is him when he opens the spaceship door. Now, he should have technically a Senzu Bean pouch here, but they obviously didn't want to, I guess, add that to this model. All right, so let's go ahead and do max stats here. So once again, without title boosts, we're pretty much, you know, subtracting, what, like 8,000 or so from his stats here. So he's going to be hovering around 260 strike, which is definitely not bad for a free-to-play character. He's a melee type. Defenses are looking pretty good. Recently, we've seen some pretty high defenses, even for free-to-play units, so he's going to be at just about 180,000 of blast defense. Strike defense is going to be, what, like 175, 176? It's definitely not bad, so looks actually pretty good in terms of stats here. Holds a strike and a blast, Saiyan and Sun family, and of course Frieza Saga as well. Normal strike and blast. The blue card is the Kamehameha, major impact damage, 30% to special move damage inflicted for 15 counts upon activation. Seals enemies' blast arts on hit. That's interesting. So you can use this blue card and then follow up with a blast card, and the enemy won't be able to match your blast with their blast because it's going to be sealed. The green card is a stop time, restores own ki by 25, vanishing gauge by 50%, and then another 20% activates twice. So 70% vanishing gauge restoration twice. That's pretty strong. 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts, cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. The vanishing gauge restoration is pretty powerful. 70% on a green card with a stop time is pretty good. I like that. Alrighty, main ability. Draws a Strike Arts card next. Restores own ki by 50. 30% damage inflicted. That is a permanent buff. Card draw speed, which is a permanent buff. Changes own Blast Arts cards into Strike cards and Cover Null. That's pretty. What? 5 counts? Huh. That is a powerful main ability. So he gets 50 ki, gets a Strike card, 30% permanent damage, permanent card draw speed, changes his whole hand to strike, and gets 15 counts of Cover Null. This is what... Is it a stretch to say this is one of the better main abilities just in the game? I mean, that's good. That is a summonable character's main ability. Alrighty. Z ability, 33% to tag, Saiyan, event exclusive, or Frieza Saga, strike, attack, and defense. Alright. First unique ability, we have the Power of Practice. Following effects occur when battle starts, 80% damage, and then 30% damage for the first 60 counts. Reduces damage received by 60%. 60% to own ki recovery. That's good. Looking out for more characters that have that. Then he gets card draw speed by 1 level for 60 counts. So if you pop this main ability, he's going to actually have... So he's getting double card draw speed, and he's just straight up drawing another card as well. Yeah, that's good. And with Cover Null, too. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30% damage received. That's pretty good too. 30% damage received to all enemies for 60 counts. Okay. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 40 ki, 30% strike damage inflicted for 15 counts, and then 10% damage inflicted by allies. So that's a support buff, which is of course also going to be impacting him as well. So assuming you have both stacks... So I guess what you want to do is you probably just want to start with this Goku to get one of those instances applied automatically, just instantly, right? So he's going to be getting 50% damage here. He's getting 80% here, and then he's getting 30% for the first 60 counts. So that's like, what, 160% damage already? Falling effects occur upon landing a strike arts. He draws a strike card. Okay, so he has like the Vegito Blue. Dude, what? So you use the main ability. He has double card draw speed. He's drawing a strike card, and then he's drawing another strike card from this. Okay. Activation count resets after character switch. Inflicts enemy that should be downgraded plus 20% damage received for 15 counts. And that's just going to stack every time he lands a strike card, which is going to be easy to do with the main ability pop because he's covered all and he's drawing 500 million strikes. Okay, he seems pretty good so far. Second unique ability, the following effects occur when enemy activates Rising Rush. Restores allies other than this character's health by 15%. Even if the character is defeated, and then shortens own sub count by 10. So does he have death buffs? So technically, it sounds like you want to eat the rush with this Goku. Applies the following effects to self every time when faced with an enemy. Restores health by 5%. Randomly draws one new... He draws a card, too, when you switch in? Randomly draws one new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Okay. That's insane. So he's drawing a card on entry. He's drawing a card when you use a strike. He's drawing a card when you use his main ability. And he's getting double card draw speed. And he's changing his hand to strikes. -3 to strike arts cost for 10 timer counts. Following effects occur when this character performs a vanishing step. Draws a special arts card next, activates once. Okay, so he's forced drawing a green card when he vanishes, which is good because this green card is giving him 70% vanish. Right? Restores on health by 5%, 20% to strike damage inflicted for 20 counts, and then reduces enemy ki by 20. Reducing enemy ki by 20 when he vanishes could actually be pretty good. It allows the, well, I guess it sort of forces the enemy to have less firepower or less ki to work with to combo you if they catch you after you vanish. This guy seems pretty interesting. The only thing I really don't understand in terms of his design is him shortening his own sub count by 10 when the enemy rushes. I mean, like, is that just to counter like mid-range rushes if you can't switch or something? Like the enemy's keeping track of your switch timers. And if you have no vanish, the enemy sometimes will just like rush from mid-range knowing you can't switch. Is that what that's supposed to be to counter that? Because otherwise, this guy not having death buffs or anything like that, it sort of, I guess, defeats the purpose of this being useful, but okay. Other than, like, he seems pretty good, actually, for a free-to-play character, so we'll have to test this guy out for sure. Now, I'm not sure whether or not this guy's coming out today or tomorrow. Remember, this is a day earlier than normal. The weekly reset is tomorrow. So I would not be surprised. Well, we know the GINYU characters are coming out today. The GINYU Force banner is coming out in just a few hours. But this free-to-play Goku, I would imagine, is coming out tomorrow, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Let's start with Captain GINYU. Let's just get this out of the way now. The main attraction, I guess. So he is a melee-type character. Let's go ahead and pump him all the way up. Remember, we're going to subtract like 8,000 from stats here. So stat-wise, remember, this is a reviving character. He's going to be at just about 251,000 strike attack, which is definitely not great. He's going to be at 243,000 blast, and he's going to be hovering at just around 180k strike defense, maybe a little bit less. And then around 877,000 blast defense, 76,000 blast defense. So definitely not a great offensive stat spread for GINYU. His defenses are not bad for being a revival unit. But I definitely expect to see stats go up at least a little bit after revival. So he's holding a strike and a blast, Frieza Force, GINYU Force. Honestly, I mentioned this in like my revisit of the GINYU Force video, but I think Captain GINYU should be on Powerful Opponent. I don't really see a reason why he shouldn't be on Powerful Opponent. If a character like Rildo is on Powerful Opponent, because yes, Rildo is on Powerful Opponent. If Rildo is on Powerful Opponent, who is basically like Dr. Mew's henchman, right? He sort of fulfills the same role in that saga as Captain GINYU did in the Frieza saga, then there really is no excuse as to why Captain GINYU, I don't think, should be on Powerful Opponent. But that's just me. All right, so his strike and blasts are normal. We have the blue card Cyclone. Should I even try and pronounce this? Cyclone Airshire. Okay, I guess. I'll have to look up how to pronounce that later because I'm actually not sure. Deals massive impact damage. The following effects occur on hit. 10% to own revival chance, cannot be canceled. And then this is where things get pretty annoying for the opponent. Obscures all enemy cards for 5 counts. So we've experienced this once before with EX Vados. She has the same exact effect as this. Very, very annoying and strong ability there. I think something that I found using Vados is a strong thing that you can do with this is you can land this blue card, obscure the enemy's hand, and then you can just freely go for tackles because they don't know where their strike cards are. So they have to vanish because they're not just gonna like take a gamble and click on like a blast by accident and your tackle goes through. It's just not gonna happen. So this is a pretty strong ability. And then of course he has blast armor. The green card is the Fighting Pose. Randomly draws 1 new card, restores own key by 50. 30% strike damage for 20 counts, which is actually a lot, 30% on a green card effect. 10% to own revival chance, which is stackable. Reduces enemy key by 50 and then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade +2 to sub count for 15 counts. Remember, that is not actually increasing the existing sub counts of the characters on standby. That is just making it so that when they switch out, their sub counts go to 12 instead of 10. All right, main ability. Randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws a special move arts card next. Okay, so you can force draw a blue card from his main ability. You get enough key to use it. He gets a permanent 15% damage inflicted buff, which I'm pretty sure will carry over to the post-revive form. Cancels own attribute downgrades and conditions, and then 20% to own revival chance. So a lot of ways to get different increases to revival chance. He's getting stuff from his blue card, his green card, his main ability, so it shouldn't be that tough to just stack up a bunch of chances to revive here. Z ability, we have 35% to tag GINYU Force, Frieza Saga, or Frieza Force strike attack and defense, and then 18% to Frieza Saga blast attack. Alrighty, first unique ability, Astonishing Secret Technique. He has a base 30% chance to body change into Goku. I've seen a lot of people just like blindly looking at this and they're like, oh my god, he only has a 30% chance to revive. But I mean, understand that as long as you're playing the game and like doing stuff, you're building up your chance to revive throughout the course of the fight. And it's actually a powerful revive too, because he's reviving with 100% HP. Typically we don't see that. I think Orange Piccolo does this as well, but a lot of revival characters don't revive with their full HP. Reduces enemy key to 70 if revival fails. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. It gets 90% damage baseline. Remember, all these battle start effects like this are going to carry over post revive as well. So 90% chance to 90% damage inflicted. 65% reduced damage received, permanent card draw speed, and then 50% to key recovery. Applies the following effects to self per tag GINYU Force or episode Frieza Saga Z battle members other than this character in the party. These will also carry over post-revive. 20% damage inflicted, and then 20% to key recovery. Okay. So that's what, 40%? So he's getting 90% key recovery if you have a full GINYU Force or Frieza Saga team. He's also getting the 40% damage, so he's going to be at 90. He's getting extra 40, so he's going to be at 130 there. He's getting extra 10% revival chance, and he's shortening his sub count by 1. Interesting. And again, that will carry over, I think, post-revive. Applies the following effects to self when this character uses a strike or a blast. Heals by 3% and gets 5 key, so 90% key recovery, and he's getting 5 key per card he uses. That's pretty good. 15% of damage inflicted for 10 counts. Then he has a special cover change against strike cards, which can combo into his blue card. The following effects occur when this character performs a vanishing step. Randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws a special arts card next. So when you dodge, you can use a green card and increase his revival chance. He gets 30 key, 15% to own revival chance, and then shortens ally subcount by 2. Now, this is a pretty underrated mechanic, I think. We've seen Zenkai Sword of Hope Trunks has a similar mechanic to this, where he can reduce ally subcount when he vanishes. It actually has a pretty substantial effect, I think. It's pretty strong, and I don't think many people notice how good it is. So that I'm actually glad that he has that. All right, this is a long, unique ability here. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 20 key and 50% damage. So basically, he's getting what? 90, 40. He's going to be at 130. Then he's getting another 50. So he's going to be 180% damage, plus he's stacking damage every time he uses a card. Additional 30% chance to revive per defeated battle member. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed from battle start. Oh. Wait, they changed this. Okay, so in the reveal yesterday, these effects only applied post-revive, which I mentioned was not good, right? Because having to wait like 60 counts after the character revives to get card draw speed, that's not good. Like, you're never really going to see that ever happen. So to have this activate from battle start is at least better, right? So once 60 counts elapse, I mean, this is actually sort of reminiscent of like Ultra Blue Gogeta's God mode at 120 counts remaining. So GINYU is actually going to have permanent double card draw speed at 120 counts remaining. Then he's getting, dude, 50% key recovery. He's going to be at 140% key recovery. He's getting 50 here. He's getting 40 here, assuming you're running the correct build. And he's getting 50 here. Yeah, that's 140% key recovery. Plus he's getting key every time he uses a card. Double card draw speed. Man, if this guy had cover null, can you imagine? Can you imagine if this guy had cover null? Oh my god. All right. Let's take a look at his post-revive form. I would imagine his post-revive form is going to look pretty underwhelming because you have to remember all of this and all of this is carrying over. So that's something to remember. All right, does his stats go up? Let's just compare. So here are his stats prior to reviving. Here's post-revive. Yeah, they go up, but it's very slight. It's very, very little. So not much of a big difference there. Okay. Strike and Blast are the same. Now the blue card becomes a ranged type blue card, which I actually think is pretty important because if you're running the full GINYU Force team with all three of the new units, they all have melee-based blue cards, which can definitely become an issue, right? Your hand can get clogged full of blue cards, and you can't really use them because you can't just toss them out, right? You can't just toss out melee ranged blue cards a lot of the time. So the fact that the revived version of this character has a ranged blue card is good. All right, so massive explode damage. Applies the following effects to enemy on hit. Destroys all cards. Cancels enemies' attribute upgrades and buff effects. That's strong. That is a powerful effect. Destroys all of their cards and it cancels all of their buff effects and attribute upgrades. That's pretty good. I like that. All right, the green card is the Fighting Pose. Randomly draws one new card, 50 key. All enemies get plus 30% damage received for 10 counts, which is stackable. All enemies get -1 card draw speed for 10 counts, and then -100% to health restoration for 10 counts. So a lot of debuffs. Definitely can be pretty annoying. All right, the main ability draws a green card. Oh, yeah. Instead of a blue card, he draws a green card. Okay. Gets 50 key, 20% damage for 20 counts. More card draw speed, so he gets 3 times card draw speed. Cancels unnatural downgrades in normal conditions. Okay. All right, so applies the following effects to self upon revival. So he gets another 50% damage. Let's just put this out there, right? 94. So he's starting out with 130. So this is giving him 180 uncancelable damage when he revives. Yeah, and then he gets -5 to strike arts cost and -10 to blast arts cost, with potentially having triple card draw speed. Can you imagine if he had cover null? Can you just imagine? he has literally infinite key recovery with infinite card draw speed. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws one new card, and he draws a card too. Okay. Gets 30 key, 50% to the next special move arts damage inflicted. The following effects occur when this character uses a strike or a blast. More key, 15% damage inflicted. He destroys a card whenever he uses a card. Now, the one time where I can see this actually being pretty good is if you match your enemy's blast from like long range, because it's going to allow... it allows you to, like, let's just say you match your enemy's blast at long range, and then your enemy ends up getting priority from that. They're going to have one less card to use in that scenario. But other than that, like, if you're just straight up comboing the opponent, I don't really feel like this is going to be that impactful. Like, it sounds good on paper where you destroy an enemy card every single time you use a card. And it could end up being pretty good, like, if you kill a bunch of enemy cards that have Dragon Balls on them. but I think a majority of the time it's not really going to matter. He has a cover change versus strike arts, as with all the other GINYU Force members. Falling effects occur when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. 30 key. He gets 50% vanish. Activates 5 times. Why even cap it at that point? Why not just make it permanent? Well, why even why even make that restricted like that? And then reduces enemy key by 30. Damn, if he had just gotten like cover null for like just 5 counts on the enemy changing characters, that would have made a big difference because of how much key recovery and card draw speed this guy has. Applies the falling effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed from battle start. Yeah, this is the same as the pre-revive. Again, they actually changed this. This was so in the reveal and stuff video yesterday, this effect, this 20, 40, and 60 counts elapsed effects, those started post-revive, which was terrible. So I'm really glad that they changed that. So there we go. That's GINYU. The one gigantic flaw, I don't even know if I want to call it a flaw, but like one unfortunate thing about GINYU is he doesn't have any cover null anywhere. But I think if he did have cover null, he actually might be a little bit too good. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how he feels. All right, let's go into Rakumo and Goldo. This is already a long video. I'm going to try and go a little bit faster here. So they're a defense type. Let's see. So again, we're going to subtract like 8,000. Offenses are looking pretty bad, but defensively, they're going to be at like what, 177, 178,000 defense, strike defense, and then blast defense. They're going to be at like 188, 187. That's pretty good. They hold a strike and a blast. This is just Rakum here. Rakum actually has blast armor. Okay, interesting. The blue card is the Ultra Fighting Bomber. Massive explode damage. Applies the falling effects to self upon activation. 20% damage inflicted. 20% special move damage inflicted. Okay, so those 2 separate buffs there. Destroy all of your cards and randomly draws 3 new ones on hit. So he's basically refilling his hand on this. Okay, and then he gets blast armor. The green card is the double fighting pose. This is a stop time green card. Draws a strike arts card next. Restores own health by 10% and ki by 50. So he's healing, which is nice. 20% damage inflicted, 15 counts, and then reduces enemy ki by 50. Okay. The switch ability goes to Goldo. Switches own element to green. Draws a blast card next. Restores own health by 10% and ki by 30. 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts, and then randomly destroys 1 enemy card, which is kind of... I mean, I guess for a tag ability like this, that could be pretty decent, where you destroy an enemy card. Z ability... 35% to GINYU Force, Frieza Saga, or Frieza Force Strike and Blast defense, so double defense. And then 18% to Frieza Saga Strike Attack. All right, falling effects to allies. If there is a tag GINYU Force or episode Frieza Saga Z battle member other than this character. 15% damage and 30% to ki recovery. We get more ki recovery for GINYU. So GINYU is going to be at 170% ki recovery. Is what you're telling me. Okay. Sure. Remember, this is going to affect this character too. So they're getting the extra damage and ki recovery. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts or when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch. 80% damage inflicted, 50% to strike damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 70%. There we go. That's really nice. And then minus 10 to strike arts cost, and then 20% to health restoration. Effects reset when tag switching to Goldo. So 130% strike damage, but this is going to be more so a defensive unit. So I'm going to be more interested in seeing what kind of defensive abilities this character has. 70% reduced damage received. That is a green check mark right there. 20% health restoration, just permanent uncancelable buff. That is a green check mark right there. This character's going to have a lot of health to play with. Next, we have the following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 30 ki. They go type neutral for damage received for 5 counts, which activates 4 times. But then, that's actually, okay, that doesn't reset, I don't think. But it's fine, because how many times are you entering the battlefield with this character before you just win? Seals enemies' special arts for 5 counts, so it seals their enemies' green cards. Which is actually pretty good. Sealing enemy green cards, especially against like Vegito Blue, like you can switch into like Rakum and not be afraid to like attack Vegito Blue with this character because you know he can't counter you. Applies the following effects to self every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack. He's healing. Yeah, so this is what we saw yesterday. He's healing by 5% his total health whenever he's hit by a card. And that activates 5 times. And then when he tag switches, it resets. So this is going to be a pretty tough to kill character. Duo of power and skill knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack, which is comboable with the blue card. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike, blast, or special move arts card. So they're stacking up 15% damage. It's only for 5 counts, though. They get 30% crit rate for 3 counts, and then 15% to enemy sustained damage code effects for 3 counts. Following effects occur every time this character uses a strike arts card. So they're getting more damage. Wait, hold on. Effects every time this character uses a strike, blast, or special move. So this is strike, blast, or special move, and then this one is specifically strike. So every time they use a strike card, I guess they're getting 30% damage, which is a lot. Oh. Shortens ally subcount by 2 whenever they use a strike card, which is only once, but that is definitely interesting. I don't know if we've ever seen that before, the interaction. Okay. Falling effects occur upon landing a strike arts hit. Restores own health by 3% and ki by 5, and then all enemies get minus 15% to ki recovery for 10 counts. Oh my god, there's so much here. Falling effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate, awakened, or rising rush if there are 2 GINYU Force battle members other than this character in the party. So if you're running a full GINYU Force team. Shortens ally subcount by 5. That's really good for GINYU to allow him to revive and just like eat the rush, right? And then even if this character is defeated, okay. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade minus 40% to ultimate and awakened arts power for 3 counts. That's good. That's good. All right, let's take a look at Goldo now. Oh boy. All right. Thank you, Toshi. 15% to inflict paralysis on hit. Joy. All right, so paralysis attack, massive damage, the same thing. Yeah, so it's the same thing. The same effect as Raccoon. And so Goldo's green card is a stop time. Blast card, 10% HP, 50 ki, 20% damage, and then reduces enemy ki by 50. Sure. So tag switching to Raccoon. Wait, what does Raccoon do when he goes to Goldo? I can't remember all this. So he draws a blast, and then Goldo is going to draw a strike going to Raccoon. Yeah, it's the same thing besides that, I think. Okay. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch. 80% damage, 50% blast damage. So Raccoon is getting strike damage, and then Goldo's getting blast damage. It looks like, yeah. Raccoon's strike and Goldo's blast based. 70% reduced damage received, minus 15 to blast arts cost, and then 60% to ki recovery. Effect reset when tag switching to Raccoon. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage received. Fract counts. Reduces enemy ki by 30. Seals enemy special move arts. Okay, sealing blue cards. Following effects occur every time this character is hit with an arts attack while this character is in the battlefield. Reduces enemy ki by 10, which is like a slightly worse version of Red Pan. Inflicts all enemies that would downgrade minus 10% to special move, ultimate, and awaken arts power. Yep. That's strong. Just stacking up arts power down whenever he's hit. Special cover change against strikes. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike, blast, or special move arts card. The same thing. It's literally the same thing as Raccoon. Same exact thing. But it's except this one for Goldo, he's getting this for landing a blast card, whereas Raccoon was getting this for landing a strike card. Okay. Or sorry, for using a blast card. Following effects occur upon landing a blast arts. Gets 5 ki. Minus 20% to health restoration, 15% to ki recovery. And then, yeah. So actually, if Goldo takes a bunch of hits here, and then the enemy ultimates, you know how little damage it's going to do? Because of the arts power down debuffs? Interesting. Not really a character I'm going to be able to judge too well until we use them, but they look pretty good as a defensive character. All right, so finally, we're on to Beast and Birder, almost 30 minutes in. This is just the amount of stuff we have to go over is ridiculous. Whoa, that's a lot of stats. What is that going to be, like 263-ish to blast? Defensively, they're looking pretty good too. Striking a blast here. So this is Geese we're looking at here. So Blast is going to give 5% to own health restoration for 15 counts, which stacks. That's pretty good. Crusher Ball. Oh, wait, no. So actually, I made a mistake. I said that every single character had a melee-based blue card. I think this Crusher Ball is actually this Crusher Ball is a ranged attack, which is good. Deals massive impact damage, 30% of special move damage inflicted for 3 counts. Falling effects occur on hit. Charges own switch gauge by 60%. That is really strong. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -1 to art score draw speed for 15 counts. Yeah, this is a very strong blue card. The green card is the double fighting pose. Draws a blast card, 10% HP, 50 key, cancels with downgrades, and then 20% damage inflicted by allies. Okay, so he's actually supporting on that. Okay, interesting. So tag switching to Birder. This is where this character becomes crazy, because here's where we get like inklings of Goku and Frieza in here. Switches own element to blue, restores own health by 10% and ki by 30, 20% damage for 15 counts, and then 70% vanish gauge restoration. We know how strong that is. Z ability, 35% to GINYU Force, Frieza Saga, or Frieza Force Strike and Blast attacks double offense, and then 18% to Frieza Force Blast defense. Alright, so oh boy, this is a long video here. Applies the following effects self when battle starts, 90% damage inflicted, reduces damage received by 65%, -10 to Blaster's cost, increases switch gauge by 80% when the battle starts. So they just gotta land. So if this character gets tackled at the beginning of the fight, they can switch. Okay. Applies the following effects to allies if there is a tag GINYU Force or episode Frieza Saga. Oh, they're doing this too? 15% damage and 30% to ki recovery. Okay, so GINYU is going to have 200% ki recovery. All right, dude. Sure. Why not? Why not? But when you combine this Jason Birder with Raccoon and Goldo on the same team, they're giving 30% damage and 60% ki recovery to the entire team. That is very good. Following effects occur when this character is battlefield via tag switch. Oh, sorry, or via tag switch. Restores ki by 30, 30% damage inflicted for 15 counts, 30% blast damage inflicted. So it's 60% damage on top of the 90% there. Nullifies. Wait. Oh, he just gets cover null? Huh. So the first time he enters the battlefield, he's just getting cover null. This says once only. Okay. You know why this is really strong? So we're going to take a look at this in a second, but Geese is getting cover null upon first entry. Geese also gets cover null when he's tagged into from Birder as part of the switch ability. So if you start a combo with Geese, you are going to be able to go to Birder right away, because of the fact that he's starting with 80% of a switch gauge. And then Birder should have enough card draw speed and stuff to be able to go back into Geese, which means you're going to be getting another instance of cover null. This character's looking pretty damn good, man. Reduces enemy ki by 30, inflicts attribute upgrades, or sorry, enemy with attribute downgrades, plus 10% to damage received, 15 counts. The following effects occur after enemy attack is over. Restores own health by 15%, activates 3 times, 20% damage inflicted, 20% special move damage inflicted, and then -1 card draw speed for 5 counts. Sure, it's a lot of stuff. All right, second unique ability, Pride of the Elite Squad. The following effects occur when changing cover. So he draws a blue card when he changes cover, which is good, because if he cover changes against strike cards, which he can do, he just automatically is able to combo that. Okay. Randomly destroys one enemy card. Minus 30% health restoration for 20 counts to all enemies. Following effects occur according to the number of times this character's strike or blast arts have hit. So one time he gets 30% damage for 15 counts. 2 times he gets a blue card twice. And then 3 times or more inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10% of damage received for 10 counts. And then the hit counts reset when character switches or tag switches. And then finally, the following effects occur when an enemy activates an Ultimate Arts, Awakened Arts, or Rising Rush if there are 2 GINYU Force battle members other than this character in the party. So This is going to be, remember, so if you're running this character next to Raccoon and Guldo, this is going to activate twice, right? Because Raccoon and Guldo have this exact same effect. So, you're going to be reducing sub count on GINYU by 10 when the enemy activates a blue card, an ultimate, or a Rising Rush. And it's not like this is limited to like once only. This is going to happen every time. So I'm just trying to actually let me just see this for a second. So the following effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush if there are 2 GINYU Force battle members other than this character in the party. I guess what I want to... Yeah, no, it should work even if they're on standby because it says even if they're defeated. So yeah, it's going to stack. So you're telling me if the enemy activates a blue card, rising rush, or an ultimate, their ultimate and awakened arts power is going to go down by 80%. Sure. And then you're going to reduce sub count on all allies by 10. That seems pretty good. Okay, let's take a look at Birder here. So Birder's Blast card, -5 to own special move arts cost for 15 counts. The blue card is the Purple Comet Crush. This is a melee-based blue card. 30% special move damage inflicted over 3 counts. Switch gauge by 60% is also on the Birder blue card, which is very, very strong. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, -50% to Q recovery and blast armor. The green card is the same, I believe, as G's, right? Yeah, it's the same. Draws a blast card, 10% HP, 50 key. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. Tag switch to G's, goes red. Yep. And then the main thing is that when you go into G's, he gets 10 counts of cover null. Yeah, it's really good. Falling effects occur when this character enters the battlefield or enters the battlefield via tag switch. Gets 30 key, 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts. Gets 30% to own key recovery. Card draw speed, reduce enemy key by 30. Just infinite amount of things. Falling effects occur after enemy attack is over. Restores own health by 15%. Activates 3 times. I mean, this is the same thing that Jeez has, right? Yeah, it's 20% damage, 20% special move damage, and then -1 card draw speed for 5 counts. Falling effects occur when changing cover. Draws a green card next. Okay. So Jeez is going to draw a blue card upon cover change, and then Birder's going to draw a green card upon cover change. He destroys an enemy card, and he reduces enemies' Dragon Balls by 1. That's good. Once only. Falling effects occur when this character performs a Vanishing Step, increases his card draw speed, restores own Vanishing Gauge, which is insane. Activation count resets when a tag switch is performed, which means that if you tag, like let's just say you dodge, let's say you vanish an enemy attack with G's. You go into Birder, and then you get your vanish back by 70%. Then after that, Birder vanishes, gets his Vanishing Gauge back by 70% again, and then you have card draw speed. This is basically how the Zenkai Green Kaioken Goku works as well. And I actually found that I think it's Zenkai Green Kaioken Goku's 4th unique ability is like him gaining a bunch of different buffs from vanishing. But when you have a character like this that's able to like restore their vanish so frequently that they can just vanish over and over and over again like this, like it gets pretty strong. And then he gets cover null. Applies buff effects, nullifies enemy special actions, when changing cover for 5 counts. And he shortens ally sub count by 2. Yeah, this happens every time he vanishes. And then of course we have the same thing here with the full GINYU Force lineup. So finally, there we go. The full GINYU Force units are done. It's a lot. Let's take a look at equipment here. Let's go to the archive. All right, so what do we have here? I don't know. Oh, there's a unique equipment. All right, so there's this one. Unstoppable Charge. Event. Oh, this is the Goku's. This is the same as all the other event exclusive equipment, which is it's fine. I do like these. The art is nice. This is when Goku is just destroying Birder, right? Then we have, I think this is going to be the new co-op equip. GINYU Force. So 10% health. Base strike attack 15%, and then pure strike defense by 15% while there are 3 tag GINYU Force battle members. Then we have base blast by 15% and then 15% to pure blast defense while there are 3 tag GINYU Force battle members. This is very similar. Is this the same exact equip as this? Hold on, this one? It's actually better. Yeah, it's just higher numbers than this, but it's pretty much the same exact thing. Is this just a little bit higher numbers for the GINYU Force? Okay. This is a good equip. I do like this. And then we should have a new awakened equipment from Rush resetting, right? I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so... Oh, wait, they're awakening that? Okay, this could be interesting. By the way, we are getting a Bonanza, which is what I've been waiting for this. This is an insane equip for regen. You need to farm... Well, you don't need to, but I am planning on farming 6 of these. 3 for strike, 3 for blast, so that's why I haven't done this yet. I've been waiting for a Bonanza, so now we can actually try and do this. All right, what is this going to look like? This is actually still a good equip. This is double defense and HP. Let's see. So this is for Frieza Force and Frieza Saga. Okay, so like, for example, Golden Frieza is not going to be able to use this. Oh my god. Okay. What is that? 25% blast defense, 30% strike defense, 10% health, and then 10% to health restoration. Now, this is a monster equip. This is a monster equip. This on the Rakumen Goldo is going to go crazy. Wow. Yeah, I'm farming 3 of these. There's no way. That is crazy. Okay, well, that's pretty much going to do it for this week's update. A lot of stuff. I mentioned this on Twitter, but looking at the format of this banner, this is going to be one banner. Technically, it's a Mega Rising banner. It's going to have double Z power. I assume it's going to have steps. We'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. But there is at least a sparking guaranteed. All these characters should have 1% rates. I will take this over an LF banner. I will take this over an Ultra banner. If they want to give us more banners formatted like this, where it's two new tag units and a new reviving character, I will take that over an LF banner or an Ultra banner any day of the week. So if they want to keep giving us banners like this, where they're not just giving us like, oh, it's a new LF and a new EX, have fun. This is more fun to me, where we're getting all these different types of characters, and the animations on these units are crazy too. If you guys didn't see the Twitter previews yet, I am all for this format of banner. I am all for this type of celebration where it's not always going to be an LF character or an Ultra character where the rates suck, and the characters look really nice, but it's just like one new unit and that's it. I would much prefer this way. I would. But let me know what you guys think of these characters. There's a lot to digest here. This is probably one of my longer breakdown videos ever. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.